Do you want to support me while also getting some cool WWE swag? Well, now you can, because I am an affiliate of WWEshop.com. Just head to the link in the description of this video, click that little bad boy, and it will bring up WWE Shop. Purchase as normal, whether it's shirts, whether it's championship titles, whether it's memorabilia, anything you want on WWE Shop, as long as you use my link, because doing so will give me a commission off your purchase. Therefore, you can support me and rep the WWE's latest swag all throughout their shop. So just head to the link in the description of this video, purchase as normal, and you're also supporting me.
Oh,
Bingo.
bingo, bango. There we go. Every time. I feel like it's becoming just like endearing now, the no intro. It's just our thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We should probably get an intro, but
Yeah.
we'll get there.
I got half of one done, and then I've been, so busy with life. How you been?
Just ticking along, really. I know it seems like the cliche thing to say. I'm so busy. I'm so tired all the time, but I kind of am. Like I'm just chugging along, and I don't mean that in a depressing way. I'm just moving and shaking,
Yeah, I do. I played AFL 9s with the Project people last night.
I seen that power stance on.
It did
on
not
Twitter.
work for us. It did not work for us.
It worked. I will say it worked for Peter. Shout out to Peter. But he was in it. He was like,
We'll have to.
he was ready.
We'll have to get Peter on as one of our next guests from the project.
Oh, that'd be a fucking time and a half, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We'll arrange that in the next few weeks. But it was good fun. I broke my butt. I was so sore today. My butt muscle is so sore. But
Nice.
it's supposed to be a summer thing, and it started raining like sideways. It was freezing cold when we started. And I was like, what the hell is this? Why am I doing
I think we're
this?
getting like one burst of cold weather, like just one sudden last burst before. I feel like we're going to have a relatively hot summer. Just my theory.
Yeah, I reckon you're right. But yeah, that was good fun. Shout out to the team. We kicked one goal
Hell yeah.
for the game.
That's nice.
But yeah, I mean,
if I didn't live so far away, I'd be in it.
yeah,
I'd be there.
you should come down and watch
But-
one time. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh,
It'd be hard
God.
to just come down and watch. It'd be a lot of commitment. But
But, maybe one time. I go on holidays from work next month, so, I have some time.
yeah, definitely come watch a game. I only play every second week, so try and make it one of them weeks, to, content-wise. But
I'll film it
Yeah.
just for us.
I was...
oh, God.
It was a lot. I was trying to talk the umpire into letting me play my rules instead of his rules, which was fun. But, it's been... That just topped off. We had... my girlfriend's kids were all sick over the weekend and end of last week.
Hell
So
yeah.
we had all 4 kids here on the weekend, and 2 of them were sick. 2 of them were trying to avoid it, but the other 2 have ended up sick now.
What kind of sick are we talking? Are we talking like they're
Gastro.
throwing up? Or
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not good. Why? Listen, as a person who does not have children, why are they always sick?
Well, because childcares and schools are just a petri dish of kids getting sick and not having immune systems to deal with them.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Fuck being sick. Fuck it all. Just yuck.
Touch wood, me and Baser have missed it so far. But you know what? I got lucky because Rory wasn't sick while he was here. He got sick this week. I get him tomorrow, and he's still sick. So I'll have to deal with a little bit of it then. But I haven't done much, to be fair.
I'm a bit of a germaphobe. I don't like being around people when they're sick. But on the contrary, when I'm sick, I want all the help in the world. So it's weird. I don't. But If someone's like, "Oh, I need help, I'm sick," I'm like, "Don't ask me." But also, when I'm sick, I'm gonna ask you. So it's weird. I don't know. I guess it's just being kind of selfish. But yeah, I don't like germs. When people are sick, I'm like, away from me. Just get away. I'm especially like that in like my job. If there's someone sick at my work, I'm very much just like, just go home. I'll do your job.
Yeah.
Just don't get me sick. I don't want to get sick. I have no business. I don't know. And I always seem to like really panic about it when I've got things coming up. Like I'm like, oh, I'm going to this place on the weekend. If someone gets me sick, I'm going to be fucking pissed. So like, just stay away from me when you're sick. I'm not a nice person around sick people.
Yeah, I'm okay, but I don't want to get sick either. But I usually can just get through it. I've been like, because there's been so much sick around here, I've been like, uh-oh, am I getting sick? And you know when you start feeling a bit sick because everyone around you is feeling sick and like vomiting and whatever, you're like, uh-oh, I can feel it coming. But I've avoided it so far. Preventatively took some medication that I probably shouldn't have.
Oh, I do that. Yeah. No, I do that too. I'm like, oh, this works this way. I just won't get sick. I don't have much to talk about on this week's episode. As you know me, I don't really plan much, but I did want to say this before I forget. Okay. Do you want to judge me a little bit? I feel like this is the I'm giving you free reign. You're allowed to say whatever you want. On what day is it today? It
Wednesday.
is Wednesday as we're recording. Last Saturday, I put up my Christmas tree.
That is insanity. That is.
I'm staring at it right now. My Christmas tree is up.
That is
decorated up, and it's not even the end of October.
What?
I know. I was putting it up. I was thinking about it like last week, and I'm like, oh, it's getting Christmas season. My mum has a blanket rule, and I've always followed that rule. She always does. So the Christmas tree goes up on the same day as the Adelaide Christmas pageant. That was always my mum's rule.
Yeah.
And for the most part of my life, I've followed it. I was looking around. I was going through my spare room last week, and I was like, oh, my God, there's my Christmas tree. I'm like, oh, I should put that up soon. It's getting close. And then I thought about it. It is. We're 2 months away. It's close. So I was going through my stuff, and I was like, okay, that needs to go up within the next few weeks. Then I sat down on the couch on Thursday night last week, and I was like, I want to put it up now. I end up going, no, it's too early. I had the day off on Saturday. I got up, and I had every intention of not putting it up. I was going to wait, and then I just did it. So my Christmas tree is up. So everybody can roast me. I don't care. Suck an egg. I put up a Snapchat story the other day, and my Christmas tree would just happen to be in it, and I got like 9 or 10 people being like, why's your Christmas tree up? I'm like, fuck off.
That's it.
Leave me alone.
That's insanity. I feel like, I don't know, sending a message to an authority. I feel like it should be reported.
Go for it. Call the police. I don't care. I have my front door open, and it sits right near my front door, and I hope people can see it as they drive past and be like, what the fuck is this person doing? I'm enjoying Christmas.
At least,
that's what I'm doing.
At least put some spider webs on it and claim that it's Halloween or something.
Nah, bitch. Nah. I dig Christmas, and I was like, well, it's going to go up in a few weeks anyway, so let's just do it now.
Yeah, well, okay. Just do what you do. It's actually insanity to me, but
okay. I don't care.
I'm gonna press go on this number so that we can get a question.
Oh yeah,
because I've got some stories that are gonna make you judge me as well. So I've got one.
Fantastic.
Actually, let me do my "you can judge me" moment.
Okay.
So where I work, my best friend works there, right? So he used to work in the store in the warehouse bit, and we would chat whenever, but he's just been moved to the front office, into more like an office job type thing. So we don't get to speak as much. And we were speaking the other day about catching up outside of work again, because we haven't for a while. So he was like, oh, it's almost coming to Christmas. And a couple of Christmases ago, we went out for dinner. We all caught up for dinner for Christmas. And we all... Well, 4 of us got matching tattoos. A little tramp stamp on our ankles. It's all the same.
Nice.
So we were like, oh, maybe we should catch up again, all get matching tattoos again. And I don't know why I was in such a mood. But the idea's gone from getting other matching tattoos. The idea with the first one was to get a second one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it up onto the camera, but I've basically got this emoji on my ankle.
Okay, yeah.
So the idea when we got that was next Christmas we were going to do the same thing, make it a Christmas tradition, and get that on the other side.
So for people just listening, Ray had like the okay, like the like the okay, and then like a finger gun.
Yeah. So real mature because
big boy stuff.
Yeah. So that was the idea, but we never got the second one. We've all just got the one tramp stamp on our ankles, and so we were talking about getting the second matching tattoo, and I've actually got it open on Amazon still. We've just decided that we're probably just going to buy a tattoo gun and tattoo each other.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Why not?
No, you're
That's
not.
the best.
No, you're not. No, Ray. Okay, listen. I know I'm cooked and I put my Christmas tree out, but no, you're not going to do that.
Why?
You'll get an infection.
If you use new needles every time, you won't get an infection. If everything's sterile and clean.
Ray. No. You're not going to do that. I'm not going to be your mum, but you're not doing that. I'm not going to let that happen.
Watch me. I've literally got the tattoo gun kit open on Amazon on my laptop as we speak.
What does your lovely girlfriend think of that idea?
She said to me, so I sent it in a message to her that we said this. She goes, what do you want me to be right now? Fully supportive, or do you want me to be the voice of reason? And I was like, I don't know. It seems like a good idea. She's like, I'm just going to say nothing then. Okay.
I listen. I feel like you need to have a conversation with the big guy upstairs right now, and just maybe talk yourself out of this one. All right.
No.
You're not tattooing. Right. No,
I've got
don't
so many
don't do
terrible
Just
tattoos. I can only add to it.
Yeah, but they're all from professionals.
Everyone was started somewhere.
Let's generate a question.
314.
Oh, my lordy. 314. 314. 314.
Austin's 314 wouldn't have sold as well at the markets.
No.
Ooh. This one will serious up the conversation after.
Oh, great.
What is a lesson you feel you learned too late in life? Can I go first with this one?
Yeah, go for it.
School is important.
Oh, that is a good one. Yes. Big mood there.
Because
holy shit.
My life would be completely different if I paid a bit more attention in school. Like, well, even put in a bit of effort at school, because I didn't think that school really mattered. But it does matter to set you up. It gives you a base to launch from. Whereas I didn't set myself that base, and now I'm sort of swimming upstream, if you know what I mean. Because I didn't give myself that real base to really establish everything before I went on to find out what I wanted to do in life. And also because I didn't do any of that, I didn't know what I wanted to do because I didn't know anything.
No. School, man. Listen. If I could go back to school tomorrow and just know what I know now, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And actually give a shit enough to try hard enough to really excel and actually be like, this does help you in life. Because when you're doing it, you're like, what is this? Why does this matter? Why do I need to know this? This isn't important. I want to do this in life. And you're like, shit. By the time you're this age, you're like, crap. I wish I paid attention to what. And also, like, I know why that teacher was hard on me. I get it now.
Yeah.
I just thought you were being an a-hole and you just wanted to make my life hell. I'm like, oh no, you were trying to help me. Mm-hmm. You were trying to make my life better because you know that I need this information. But at the time, it seems irrelevant. Yeah, school's a big one. School, that's like a... I just want to, like, audibly agree with you. Of just like, oh shit, that's like the lesson that I need to know is that. I'm trying to think of stuff like my mum told me, or like my grandparents told me of like, you need to know this, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't need to know this. But then as an adult, you're like, oh wait,
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of one right now, but let's chit chat and then I'll try and answer that question as we go along. So if I just randomly interrupt you at some stage, it's just because I have an answer. But for now, my answer is also baseline of just school is rather important. And if there's any, not that I think we have any literal children listening to us, but if we do, oh my God, just like pay attention in school and actually try, because you really only do get one try at it, and you need to,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
give it your all.
If not, you could be sitting here in 33 years just talking about buying your own tattoo gun and tattooing yourself.
Yeah, and putting your Christmas tree up in October.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to
It's a
be like
slippery
us,
slope, kids.
fucking play attention in school, because holy shit. My God, my little brother, so I have a little brother who's nearly 14. He turns 14 in a couple of months. And the amount of times he said, I hate school, I didn't do it. I look at him in his face. I get it in his face. I'm just like, no, Zach, no, you need to do this. You need to pay attention in school. Trust me on this one. You don't want to get behind in life where you're just like, because you'll get to a point where you're like, I'm terrible and I'm the worst and I know nothing. It's like, pay attention in school. And there's teachers that are kind of you think are being jerks. Some of them are, but some of them are just like, I want to help you. I want you to have the knowledge that I have. And I know some things seem like a little bit irrelevant, but trust me, they aren't. You will learn it and you will need it in some point in your life. But yeah, school's a big one. But that's just my baseline answer for now until I can think of something else.
Yeah. So, yep, school is important. The other one, quickly, I learnt too late, is only take criticism from people that you would take advice from. That you would ask for advice.
Oh, right. Okay, I get what you mean. I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
See, that's me not paying attention in school. I'm like, no, that's a good one, because it's like very much like you care enough to think about what you think when they're being nice to you, but also like equally like, oh no, I care about when you're criticizing me, because it's like, oh,
yeah, but also
you care enough to criticize me.
Also, on the other way, if I'm going to get someone to criticize me, I'm not going to take it that personally. If I wouldn't ask that person for advice, I don't actually care what they say. It doesn't affect me because they're not actually close enough to it, and, So that's another one.
Yeah, no. I guess a lesson I probably learnt too late in life, and this is just like a bit of a ha-ha, but also kind of like true. Change the oil in your car frequently. Because, like, the amount of, like, how many cars have I had since I was, like, first started driving? I think I've had 5 cars.
Yeah.
And I've been driving since I was 17, and that's a lot of cars to have in 10 years, 11 years. 11 years, holy shit. So, check your car. It doesn't just run
On hopes and dreams.
without any. Yeah, you gotta give it some TLC. And I've taken care of my car that I have now. And my God, does it make a difference? I know some people are like, well, yeah, but I'm like, well, I didn't give a shit about cars. I don't know anything about cars, but I know the bare minimum. You know what I mean? Of just like keeping it going. So just take care of your car, guys. No matter how much of a shit box it is, give it love, because it needs it.
Yeah, correct. Here's a question for you. What superpower would you most and least like to have?
I don't want to know what people are thinking about me.
Well, see,
That is my
here's the
what's
least.
that called?
Telekinesis? Yeah,
Is
mind
that
reading.
one? I don't want to know that. Yeah, mine. I don't want to read people's minds. That's not my business. If you want to tell me, you can tell me. I don't need to know otherwise.
Here's my answers. I was talking about this today, and here's my answers. The least one I'd want is flying. Because one, it's pretty pointless. It doesn't really do anything. Two,
Well,
if it's cold or wet, like you're flying in the rain, so it's going to be
I guess so.
weather dependent, and everyone will want to just see you do it all the time. So it's like, oh, why don't you
so.
fly? I'm like, I don't really want to. But people were like, no, fly, show us. So the ones that I'd want,
I guess so,
is teleportation. Save some of those commutes. Just, I'm there.
Yep. That was a solid click, by the way.
Yeah.
Like I heard that away from the mic, and it was nice.
So yeah, teleportation, just to get rid of some of that boring admin in life of driving somewhere or, transportation. The other one that I would like, if it had a stipulation on it, is telekinesis. If I could turn it on and off. Because I would like to be able to hear things like, I'm so bad at like reading signals or like, reading people's energy or something. So I'd like to be able to just like turn it on and be like, am I okay here? Yep. No, I'm all right. Like, am I reading this right? Turn it off. I don't want to hear everything that everyone's thinking. But like, if I'm in a situation where I'm like, I need to know if I'm reading this right, turn it on quickly and be like, yeah, okay, I'm okay.
It's a conditional one, but I get what you mean. I think I wouldn't want that because I'm just like, that just frightens me. As someone who is a very self-critical person, and I hate being like this, but I do care what people think to a certain degree, not always, but like there's elements of it, especially when they're like focusing on the things that I'm insecure about. I'm like, oh, great. Other people are noticing that.
Yeah.
So I don't need to know what people are thinking. You can just tell me, or I'm pretty good at reading energy and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, you don't like me. I don't need to be around you. So I don't need to do that. What would I like? I wouldn't, no. The same reason I wouldn't want it is invincibility, because then imagine if I was in the room and then someone started talking. No,
Yeah.
I want that. I know this kind of sounds weird, but I've always been that person that would be like, I kind of would like super strength because I'm like a fairly small person. I have no muscle to me. As you can tell, my arms are just like nothing. I would like to pick shit up and just be like, oh, this is light. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Yeah. I don't know what if it would be that useful. I guess it would be somewhat useful.
I'm sure it would be.
But if you just wanted to like change your furniture around in your house and you're like, I don't need another person. I'm just going to throw my TV over across the room. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be cool.
I mean, I'm sure there's better things to use it for. Although...
Sure, but like,
Although I'm definitely, if I had superpowers, I'd be using them for self-gain, not for the betterment of society.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to be a superhero.
No,
I'm going to be super to me.
Yeah.
It's going to help me out. I literally do not care about other human beings. I will help myself, and if that in turn helps other people, then so be it. But it is self-gain first. So, yeah, that's why I'd want something like super strength, because I'm like, really, what?
Yeah.
That's not really... I guess it's helping people if they need it, but for the most part, I'm just, the gains looking good,
Yeah, correct. It's all about self-preservation and self-love, That's the only reason you would have a superpower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's the only reason we would.
Yeah, well...
But don't take our word. We put up our Christmas tree early and tattoo ourselves, so don't listen to us. We're fucked.
You don't know how much I actually want to do this. The tattoo.
No, please don't. I will drive to your house. I will find out where you live and I will come there and I will tear that fucking gun out your hand and throw it out the window. No. Oh, Ray.
What's the worst that can happen? We're going to do it to
You'll
each
die.
other.
You get like fucking hepatitis or something from it.
Only if we share needles.
Okay. I'm just going to say okay.
We're not going to be doing it with like just shit. We'll get clean stuff. It'll be fine. We'll read all the rules. Do you want to know what we've decided what we want to tattoo on each other?
What?
We want to tattoo a thumbs up on our ass. So we've got thumbs up our ass.
So this is what I don't understand. This is the only time you'll ever hear me going, this is when I don't understand straight people. You know me, I'm not here for gay cliches or stereotypes or the division between gay and straight people. But why do straight men... I don't get this. Okay, I am a gay man. I like other men for all that, you know?
Yeah.
Why do straight men have a fascination with like getting changed in front of one another in like a locker room? It's like that what are you doing? Why do you want to see each other's asses? Why do you pat each other on the ass? It's one thing I won't understand about straight men. I don't get it.
I don't think the locker rooms, like, everyone gets in there to get changed and like, oh, let's get changed together. Like, I don't think that's that. It's just like
but in turn, you're doing that.
You know, but just not out of like a let's do this together. It's more like this is a communal place where we've got to get changed, and more like it's more,
okay,
if you don't, then you're a bit weird because why aren't you just doing it, sort of thing.
That's what I mean. It's just, it's odd. And then you want to tattoo each other's asses, and it's like, I don't know.
Well, partially that's for the joke, and partially it's because that's going to be the easiest to cover up probably the worst tattoo ever seen when we try tattoo for the first time.
I mean, the logic isn't off. Oh, man. You know what? You do you.
Are you a fan of tattoos or in general?
In what context, I guess?
Oh, like, are you...
Is that question?
You know, people are really against them.
Oh, no, not at all. I have no problem with tattoos. I would like to get a tattoo myself one day. Generic white boy script on the forearm, you know, some generic white boy shit. But I don't have any tattoos, but no, I'm not against them. I don't think if you want to get a tattoo, that's your prerogative. You know what I mean? Like, I have no problem with it. I find them personally quite attractive.
See, I've got tattoos, but mine are all like stupid.
But I kind of like that, though. You know when people are like, oh, you have to get a tattoo with meaning, you regret it. I'm like, but do you?
Yeah.
Like, just get something you enjoy in that moment. You're like, oh, this was that moment that I liked ice cream, you know?
Yeah.
And now it's on me. Like, I don't believe in, like, getting tattoos. Oh, yeah, sure, get tattoos that are meaningful to you if you really want to. But if you just want to get a tattoo of a duck, get a tattoo of a duck. You know what I mean? Like, do what you want.
One of my next tattoos, I want to get Rory's name tattooed on me, which is meaningful. But one of the next ones I want to get, I tried to convince the guys to get it matching with me when we got the AOK symbol.
Hey!
I wanted to get a word in a different language that meant something ridiculously stupid and fucked up, and tell people it meant like friendship. And so the only people in on the joke would be us and people that speak the language that the tattoo's in, which I know is super immature, but I love it. I would love to get like a Chinese symbol that means like butt plug or anal beads or something.
Yeah, something ridiculous like dick lover or something like that. And you're like, I don't know what it means. Like no, that's kind of cool.
It means family. And then everyone's like...
means love and hope and peace.
Everyone's like, oh, that's cool. That's sweet. But then like Chinese people are like, whoa.
Do you, are you a TikTok user?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Have you seen the Chinese lady that tells you how to swear in Chinese, but it's like, so it's just like, she's like, fuck off. And then she'll say, and that's how you say it in Chinese. No. Oh, you need to look her up. She's real good. And she like teaches you how to swear in Chinese. Okay. It's fucking awesome.
All right. I'll look her up.
Yeah. You would, she's like this little, Chinese lady, and she has like a little bob haircut, and she's like, and she says it with such conviction. She'll say like, bitch. And then she'll say bitch in Chinese, and you're like, oh shit. Yeah. Now I've learnt like a swear in Chinese. It's pretty cool. She says all different kinds of phrases, like stick it up your ass and stuff like that. Like, she's pretty lit.
Yeah, definitely.
I suggest, I don't know her handle on TikTok, but people know what I'm referring to. Or just go and look it up.
Yeah.
It's great.
Okay.
Some good shit.
I'll find her after this. But, yeah, so I don't know, I got distracted by my tattoo chat then. I'm like, I'm so craving another one.
Yeah.
What's your favourite food cuisine? Like, what country food are you going for?
I'm pretty bland with food. I guess Chinese. I know that sounds kind of like boring to say, but Chinese food is good.
Yeah, Chinese food's good.
I do like Indian food actually too, now that I think about it.
Yeah, okay. What's your go-to Indian/Chinese meal? Is it your generic white boy butter chicken and honey chicken?
Bitch!
Honey chicken and
fried
rice?
It's fried rice, and I would actually probably go sweet and sour pork.
Oh,
over
that's
honey
actually
chicken.
way more white than honey chicken, I think.
And yeah, butter chicken with naan bread.
Nah,
I'm generic, aren't I? I don't care. Whatever.
I think Indian restaurant, I'm going probably korma.
Oh yeah.
Love a korma or like a tikka masala. Or I love a biryani. Have you had biryani?
No.
It's like basically an Indian fried rice. That's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if I'm going Chinese, I'm a honey chicken and fried rice kind of guy.
Hell yeah, you were yelling at me, but you do it too.
Oh yeah, I'm basic as fuck.
Like you, right?
Yeah.
Get that tattooed on your fucking ass. A bit of
Honey
fucking
chicken.
honey chicken, and fried rice on your ass. Okay. Yeah, there you go. I thought of a joke then, but I'm gonna leave it on the table.
Do
it. Well, I was just gonna say then you could say eat me, eat my honey chicken, and then people are eating your ass. But whatever. So I know. So it's hysterical, isn't it? So funny. What was I gonna say?
I don't know. I went to the basketball on Saturday night.
Yeah, no, I was going to bring that up too because you went to the 36ers game and they won. I'll just say.
It was a good game.
They won. It was a good game. I watched it at home. It was a good time. Isaac Humphries was a beast.
Yeah, what a guy. What a story. What a guy.
Yeah.
Not enough is said about him and what he's been through, I think.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's a cool... it's a gay man in sport. It's very it's kind of foreign language in this fucking country, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Seems to be... No one wants to do it for reasons.
Well, I've heard from a reputable source that's close to an AFL club in Melbourne, so has a lot of friends in the AFL community, that there is plenty of gay players in the AFL that are out to their teammates but won't do it publicly.
Which is fine, because some people put too much pressure on public figures to be like, tell me what your sexuality is.
Yeah.
It's none of your business. You do what you want.
It actually makes me feel better.
I know of one in Adelaide.
Yeah.
I won't say what club or where, but I know of one in Adelaide. Yeah, I know you say, please don't take this the wrong way, but I know you say it's a big story. To me, it's not that big of it is a big deal, but it's not a big deal because that shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah, I get that.
To me, that shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a story. It shouldn't be he's the gay basketball player. I know a lot of people probably look at it like that, but it shouldn't be a big deal. It should be just normal, and it should be just everyday, kind of the grass is green. Okay,
yeah, but that's why
cool.
To me it needs to be a big story, because it is like that. Because his teammates are fine with it. It's
no, but I feel like for me it needs to be the grass is green. It needs to be every day. It needs to be non-news.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's treated as not normal.
Yeah.
It is normal. He's allowed to do what he wants. I'm not having a go. Please don't take it as me having a fucking whack at you. But it needs to be nothing. It needs to be just a part of life instead of people making it a big story, because it shouldn't be a big story.
Yeah.
I understand the magnitude of it. I understand why people talked about it when they did and when it happened, and it was special. It's a gay man in sport. That's not that happens all the time, but that should be okay. It should make people feel, for young boys that are coming through that system now to play sport, they should be able to be open with teammates. It's not, I understand it's not easy and stuff like that, but I want it to get to a stage where people don't have to come out.
Yeah. No,
it's just a part of life. I wish it was the best thing in the world for me, but I wish I didn't have to. Oh my God. I wish it could just be normal, and it was just oh, you like girls, you like boys, who gives a shit? It's your prerogative. But I understand what you're saying. It should be talked about in a way where it's oh my God, he did this kind of groundbreaking thing. But on the flip side, it also shouldn't be a groundbreaking thing.
Yeah, I think maybe the story should be told isn't that he is gay, but the way that everything's moved on with it, with him saying that he is. If you're not, I don't know how to word this properly without trying to sound a bit, you know.
Just say what you're thinking, and then at least.
Yeah. So like, the story is that the world moved on, like the basketball world moved on. No one left the team because he was on it. No one quit sponsorship because he was part of the team. Like, that should be the story where it makes it more. So not him coming out isn't the story, but the way that it was accepted and I don't know. Yeah, I can't find the word, but not. No, I know what you're saying. But like it was just embraced.
It's just like it was just more so like, yeah, he is, and the world moved on.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. I understand what you're saying, but I feel like you going like, it should have been a bigger story. To me, that does more for me of like, it's not talked about because it's not important.
Yeah, okay.
What is important is that he's a good basketballer. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, guy gets it.
That's where it's about basketball. It's not about who you fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's about basketball.
Yeah.
No, but it is. That's all we should care about with Isaac Humphries. Is he a good basketballer? No, then fuck him off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if he is, heck yeah. And what he chooses to share is in his own personal life is his own personal life. But I trust me, I get the hoopla as well of like, in Australia, we're very, very behind on the ball. I mean, it's a worldwide thing, but especially this country, you can not really think of too many openly out gay sports athletes in this country.
Men, anyway.
Men.
Yeah.
Women, it's like so much. I won't say it's easier because it's not easy, but like it's just more embraced because. And I hate that it's just more so a lot of people just assume because a woman's good at sports, she must be a lesbian. I'm like, that's fucking stupid too. But then on the flip side, people think, oh, he plays for the AFL, he plays for the NBL, oh, he must be this wonderful masculine straight man. I'm like, well, how does that change how they play the sport? But trust me, when people want to be oblivious, I'm like, there's no gay players in the AFL. I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you smoking? Because there's plenty. But people like you who want to comment on it make it too hard for people within the public eye to come out, or they just choose not to.
Yeah,
and that's fine too.
I guess this is like literally one of my favorite things about this show is that, to me, in my mind, I went, no, this needs to be spoken about so that those fucking like homophobes can be like, no, it happens, fuck you. Everyone is okay with it, so fucking ram it down your throat. Whereas someone it actually affects. Because me, I'm like, you know, it doesn't affect me, but I'm like, I care, and I'm trying to like be supportive, but I don't actually understand. So hearing your side of it actually gives me good perspective to be like, yeah, okay, I get that. That makes a lot more sense than what I'm saying. So, yeah, that's one of my favourite things about this. I'm like, I learn so much every time. Last week, Elodie came on, we learned nothing, but...
Yeah, it was total mush, and it was great. We need that.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a breather sometimes of just like talking about the dumbest fucking shit. Yeah. And that's what we did last week. And Elodie was perfect for that because I feel like she's on the level of our stupidity where I feel like we didn't need to say any words. If this wasn't a podcast, we could just talk throughout our minds and be like, I know what you're thinking. Yep. You're thinking about fucking Scooby-Doo or some bullshit. That was great. And we just were just idiots. And a lot of people seem to like that episode last week. I think it was a nice change of pace because we do talk about some
heavy
deep
topic
shit on this show, which is weird because if you know me and Ray in person, we're actually kind of really stupid. Like, we're just like idiots. And we like to just laugh and like talk about butt jokes and, you know, bullshit. But we've come on this show and we're like, when I was 16, I think I experienced depression. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's so weird. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, not in a depressing way. I'm not talking it to be like, my life is so hard. I just talk about it because I'm like, well, yeah, I guess that's how I felt. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Men talking about feelings. Look at us, progressive woke culture that
Look
we
at us go.
We're such millennials.
Yeah, we're such millennials. We say stuff like, I feel like. That's what one of the guys at work says.
Yeah.
One of the older guys is like, that's the thing about you millennials. Everything's a feeling for you. You say, I feel like it's this, or I feel like... Back in my day, we didn't feel things. We just did things or thought things. I'm like, okay.
What the fuck? I really, honestly, I don't know. We're both millennials. I hate sometimes it's weird to say that word. But we're both millennials. I feel like, I don't know. I was just taught, like, it's okay. You can cry.
Yeah.
Like, you can do these things. Like, men don't have to just be like, I'm a man. Eat dirt and shit like that. Like, you can do what you want. Like, it's whatever. Who cares? Like,
I hate that word.
It's okay to wear jewelry, men. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what the fuck? Do whatever you want.
I hate that word.
I don't know how we got here.
I would never describe myself as a man.
I'm a man.
I can't stand
I
that
say
word.
I'm a boy a lot. I'm a boy.
Yeah.
I'm a boy.
I would say
I'm a
boy
boy.
or guy, but yeah.
While we're on the topic of everything like this with like toxic masculinity, that's a fun buzzword, isn't it? But I mean, like stereotypes and cliches and all that kind of bullshit. I do notice about myself is that I don't like being referred to as one of the girls just because I am gay.
Okay.
I really don't like that. I don't know why. It's like the one thing I get really... I really, honestly, when it comes to this topic, I don't really care what people think because I'm like so tunnel vision of just like having to prepare myself for all that I'm like, nah, I'm doing my thing. Think what you want about me. But when someone's like, oh, you're one of the girls, I'm like, listen, I love my girlfriends. They're the best. I love having fun with the girls. But like... I'm a boy.
Yeah.
I'm a boy. I have a willy. I'm having, you know what I mean? Like I like sports. Like you don't just pigeonhole me just because I am in fact a homosexual.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't live for stereotypes of things except that I get along really well with middle-aged women. But other than that, no stereotypes. Yeah. I know it's that I love that stereotype though because I really do get along with like 40-year-old women really quite well. Don't know why. I think it's just because we're both... I guess I fall in like... No, I don't even know what it is. I just really get along with like... I think it's because women at that age truly stop giving a shit.
Yeah.
They just want to drink wine and they just want to have a barbecue at their house. And it's like, this is fun. Let's listen to old boy bands and have a good time.
Yeah. Have a barbecue. Have a few wines.
Yeah.
Say something quite questionably, like quite politically questionable right at the end of the night. Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, it's time to wrap it up at like 8 p.m.
Yeah. Okay,
that's
Monica,
great. Like they're like 15-year-olds are like playing their PlayStation in their room while they're all just out there like, wow, let's have a good time, drink Top Shelf Yellow.
Come and
you know what I mean?
dance
Like,
with your mother.
yeah, like that kind of shit. Like, and like I get along with middle-aged women. That's my only gay stereotype that I think I'll allow myself.
Yeah.
But other than that, I hate when people assume things based on that fact alone. I'm like, you don't even know who I am. But yes, I am a boy. I am a boy. Don't I'm not one of the girls. I can be sometimes, but I feel like so can a lot of straight men when they want to be. But yeah, I'm just living my life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're like a blonde white boy. You must have like generic. You have generic written all over you. So I'm sure there's some things about. But you're the most like stereotypical looking boy. But like I'm sure there's some things that people like assume about you. You'd be like, that's not right. But I mean, you are Ray, so you're just Ray in your land. So you probably don't care.
I've got my own little views and whatever that just don't match with like lots of people that I'm around a lot. So like at work and that people, I'm like not young, but at work I'm young, if that makes sense.
You got ya.
So like everyone else is a bit older, so they come from those older, I wouldn't call them values, but views. Ugh. So I get called quite progressive and quite woke and quite...
Look at you go, progressive, Ray. Get that tattooed on your ass.
But like, I come at people with like, they go to, like even with the referendum vote or the gay marriage vote back in the day or... what's some other one?
Back in the day.
Yeah. Well, it was back in the day.
2017. 2017.
Well, that was BC, 2017 BC, before COVID.
True, yeah.
People are like, are you voting yes? I'm like, yeah, of course I'm voting yes. But why? I'm like, well, why shouldn't gay people be allowed to get married? well, they're like, well, what about all the things that's going to change? I'm like, tell me what it's going to change. And they're like, what about sex ed at school? I'm like, I don't remember sex ed at school being like how to fuck each other.
No, it was not that.
Yeah, it's about sexual health and sexual, just like not discovery, but like, sexuality as a whole. Like, there's nothing about that. They don't.
It was about growing hairs on your balls
exactly.
and like putting a condom on. Like
Sexual
that's really all that I
maturity,
remember.
Is
Yeah.
there's nothing
Just being
about,
sexually safe.
Yeah, there's nothing about how to do it. They're not going to have a section for like queer people to. I don't know if queer people is the right term, but like I don't know.
It's fine.
Yeah, so I don't get your point with that. And they're like, but no, I'm like, okay, whatever. It doesn't affect me.
You don't understand how much it like truly being in all seriousness that makes my blood boil. Because I'm like, what the fuck does it make? Really, what the fuck does me doing change your life in any way?
Yeah.
Like, truly, I grew up in a time where I was confused. I didn't really know what was going on. But I grew up in a time that I truly didn't know if I was going to be allowed to marry the person that I love purely based on law.
Yeah.
You know how that makes someone feel? Like, it's awful. I didn't know until 2017. That's not that long ago. It's a handful of years ago. But then people that truly it doesn't matter to, if it doesn't matter, just vote yes. It doesn't matter to you because it doesn't change your life in any way. You don't like gay people, don't go to their wedding.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't be friends with them.
That's what I ended up saying to people. I was like, if you are that against gay marriage, don't marry a gay person. Then you'll be fine.
Yeah. Don't suck dick. Don't, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what I do in my life, what you do in your life, in your private life, literally makes no difference to me. Ray, even if someone is you're my friend. What you do when you turn off this camera and go to your lady friend makes no difference to me. But I could just say, well, I don't think you two should get married.
Yeah. But
What the fuck?
I know. I'm just so, like, yes, you're right. I am your generic white boy. Like, there was a guy in about the 1940s who would have loved me, who's not loved by the world. But Hitler reference.
I got it. I went shoom, right over my head. I let that one just go to the other side of the room.
But yeah, I don't. I've got like a real laid back attitude about life. Like, it affects people way more.
No, you do, but I feel like you're the type of person. I could be way off, and tell me if I'm way off. But you're that kind of person that's like, I'm Ray, I'm just over here doing my thing. But you care about a lot of like the actual things that matter in the world. And if asked, you will give your spot. But I feel like you're kind of just like the quiet guy that's just like, I know what's right in my brain. I'm not gonna stir the pot in the sense of like, I'm not going to do this just to do this because I think it's right. I know what's right. I'm going to just live my life. But I feel like if you're pushed enough, if you're asked enough, you'll be like, no, this is how the world, I see the world and how it should operate. I think you do the right thing. You're what, as someone who is queer, who's someone that is in that kind of community, that is in that zone, you're the perfect straight person because you're like, haha, let's have a laugh. I'm chill. But also like, why wouldn't you stand up for something like this?
Yeah, exactly right.
Because you don't get it. Yeah.
I just, sometimes I'm like, I just let it go if someone says something because I'm like, it's not worth it.
So do I.
But then other times I'm like, nah, I'm pushing back here. And I'm like, who the fuck are you to like, why is it not okay with you? And why does that have to stop I always look at it, when it comes to these sorts of things, as you said, I'm the typical white guy. So I am not affected by all of this stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I've got to look for people that I respect or that again, going back to the start where I said that I only take criticism from people I take advice from. Like, for the voice referendum, say, I voted yes. I'm happy to say that. And
I did too.
It didn't affect.
We were in the minority, by the way.
Very much so. But I've got different opinions about that. But we'll get into that another time because it's getting way too deep. But like, the voice referendum didn't affect me in any way. So I didn't need to have an opinion about it, but I knew lots of people who I respect and that it was affecting and that were very close to it that said that this is what they believed in and they were standing up for it. And if it meant that much to them, who it does affect, and I respect them as people and I respect their opinions, I'm 100% behind them because I know that this is affecting their life, so they need to care about it, and they've done whatever it takes. Also, the people on the other side, like, I don't want to align my morals with them. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a big part of it as well. If you look at the other side and you've got Pauline Hanson and fucking John Howard over there, you're like, probably don't want to align myself with that as well. But yeah, I
know some people are not going to like this, and that's fine. But I was just in the kind of idea of like, why are white people deciding what black voices should sound like? I just don't think that it should have been us in that spot voting. Like, I felt weird voting in something like the yes referendum because I was like, I shouldn't have an opinion on this. This shouldn't be my referendum to decide. And I know, like, a lot of people are like, oh, why are you surprised that I was like, I honestly wasn't surprised that majority of this country voted no. Because I think a lot of it, I don't think a lot of it was, oh, everyone's a racist. That's not what I think. I think the country is a bit cooked, but also I think a lot of it was misinformation spread of like what this exactly was. And also, I just don't think that you or I should have had the choice on whether you voted yes or no is kind of irrelevant in this context of just like, I don't think white people really should have had a voice in this one.
I'm going to get into my opinion now anyway because the conversation's going this way, but I think that the voice referendum was a perfect example as to why voting should not be compulsory. Because all the people that didn't vote properly, that didn't care enough to vote at all, just went there, got their name ticked off, was a vote for the no. So even if there's 20%, that brings it right back down. Like, if voting wasn't compulsory and people that actually cared enough to vote, both sides, it's going to be both sides. There's going to be people that care enough to go and vote no as well. But you're going to get truer description.
In your brain, I'm not trying to come out and attack anyone that voted no. Maybe you don't align with me in some aspects, but you have your reasons. And I think that jumping to the conclusion, like, if you voted no, you're a racist was kind of, I think that's not true. I'm sure in some aspects of it, sure, there's probably some people that genuinely are, and those people I don't want anything to do with. But I think a lot of the people were like, what does this actually mean? Why I'm getting scared into voting yes, so like I'm just going to vote no because I'm like, I don't want anything to change. I like the country that I live in. Sure, okay, fine. Do your research and do your due diligence to actually find out what it meant. But also, I think, to your point. Okay, so again, I don't like to give away where I live, but you can kind of, if you do your research, you can kind of figure it out from here. But in South Australia, I live in an area that 19% of the region, the electoral region, voted yes.
Yeah.
It was 19%.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest yes to no ratios in the entire country. So you could imagine when I had seen those results, how I was feeling. I was like, oh, great. That's where I live. That's where my voice is heard. We are a very, I won't say what political side I fall on. Not that I think all politicians are kind of stinky people, to be completely honest. But, I'm not going to say which way I fall, but trust me when I say the area that I live in heavily favors one side and does not heavily favor the other side.
Yeah.
Every single election, one side always gets in, and you just know that's the area that you live.
Yeah.
And that's where I live in the country. in South Australia. So it's not shocking to me that that didn't go through. And then I kind of like that we're talking about this like 2 or 3 weeks after it's happened, because I'm not as quite as the emotions gone from it in the sense of like, oh, I knew this was going to happen, but also like I wish better for this country of just, it was so heavy, wasn't it? Of just like no to yes. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would be in quite a heavy as minority as this. But yeah, I think a lot of my emotion and just like, yuck, like get away from me is kind of taken out, and I can actually kind of look at it from like, I think this was just a very misinterpreted piece of legislation.
Yeah, everything. This is
As someone like who is kind of a little bit removed from politics, like I try to stay out of it because I'm just like, it's just messy. And like I said, I think all politicians are stinky people to a certain degree. So it is kind of like, but I actually did my due diligence and did my research. Oh, that's how you know you're aging too. You care about this. But like I did my due diligence, did my research, and was like, oh, this is actually, the core of it is a good part. It's a good bill.
Yeah. So I take voting quite seriously.
Okay.
I
Good.
do my
That's good.
do my research. I have a party, like when it comes to politics, I have a party that I kind of align with a little bit because I agree with what they do. I do my research every year though, and I'm not stuck to that party. If they come up with something that was terrible, I would be like, okay,
That's
I'm
how I
switching
am.
sides. But I do my research every time. It started off as a bit of a joke how much I was into politics, because I used to love going with my dad to election day, because you know you get in the big form and you can fill out one above the line or a one to like 65 below the line or something, whatever it is, however many are below the line on that big white piece of paper. So Dad loves to get in there, vote, get out as quick as he can. So I would go in there and do 1 to 128 or whatever it was that year. Down the bottom, just really take my time, do it all. He would be furious at the front door waiting for me while I'm going through, trying to remember if I was up to 88 or 89, trying to find where I put the last number. But then, but yeah, now...
Voting is weird, isn't it? It's a weird... We vote in pencil in this country, and it's like, I know how I feel about that. It is a bit odd. But voting is like... Living in a... We hear a lot about the rest of the world of like countries that don't... Well, I'm talking about the United States, obviously, that it isn't compulsory to vote. And when I talk to people... Because I talk to a lot of people from the US just purely because of what I do outside of my work of content... I talk to a lot of people. I talk to one on a regular basis where we can kind of compare where we're at in the world and, you know, and stuff like that. Shout out to JPJ. I do a lot of stuff with him. Hello, sir.
He's got the greatest voice, really deep and smooth.
JPJ has a really deep, smooth, and have you ever seen JPJ?
I have not.
He's got like a big white beard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's helped me out a lot with basketball because I'm like right into the thick of that now. And he's like, this is how it works. And I'm like, thank God. But yes, shout out to JPJ. But we can kind of talk about stuff like that just off stream of just, you know, just hanging out and being like, this is what it's like. Because I only see it from an outside. He's in it. You know what I mean? Like he's like, oh, I didn't realize that it is compulsory in your country to vote on election day. I'm like, yeah, we have to do it, or we get a pretty hefty fine if we don't vote in this country. Once you turn 18, you do all that kind of stuff where you have to vote here. In America, that's not the case. You don't. It's completely up to you if you want to vote or not. I think the amount of people that are voting is kind of increasing in that country on both sides of things, just because of the political world is an absolute storm over there. But yeah, it's here you have to vote. So it is. I don't know if that is the right way. I don't know because I don't know any other way. But I feel like in this country, while it is a thing, I don't feel like it's as much of a shitstorm of who you vote for. You know what I mean? Like it's not like so left and right, wherever that may. It's good because in the two major parties, I can be like, I voted for the one starting with an L.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So did I actually.
Yeah, we both voted for ones starting with an L, and it's like
Aren't we?
you know.
Are we shocked that we didn't vote for One Nation? We're not big Pauline fans.
I don't like it. Remember that song?
Yes, of course
When
I
you
do.
turned my voice about Pauline Pants down.
Yes.
Let's go. When you vote One Nation out.
Who would have thought 40 minutes ago when you just said that you'd put your Christmas tree up in October and I was talking about getting my own tattoo gun to tattoo myself and my friends, we would get to the ins and outs of politics.
Yeah, I never thought we'd touch politics on this show because it's a touchy subject. But I feel like we stewed the line of like not being like, fuck you if you voted for this motherfucker.
I don't really think we
I hate
too
that
much
shit.
politics.
It's
It was more
like to a certain...
We didn't, yeah. We just sort
We
of
skirted around the politic world.
We didn't say who we aligned
Yeah, we were
with,
just like grinding on it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're nearly there.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was we
That's
dry
an off.
humped it.
That's an off pod chat. Yeah, we dry humped it to the point where you got a boner but you couldn't come.
Exactly. Like if that was like in a club, people would be looking over, going, "Whoa, what the hell is going on over there?"
Yeah,
Surely just get an Uber by now.
yeah. Like you need to. Yeah, you need to get to your hotel room like now, but like you can't just yet. So
Yeah.
that's the epitome of that situation. But we're not here to judge. You do what you want. I really, truly, at the end of the day, don't care enough about politics to be like, I hate you because you're that person. Unless you're preaching it at me, then I'll be like, can you fuck off?
Yeah.
But I feel like in this country it is a little bit. It's a little bit more of the lines are blurred. Because it's not so strong on either side, I feel like a lot of it blends together.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but
No, I agree.
I don't care enough to be right. You know what I mean? But there's just some things that I care about, and I guess that was one of them. The gay marriage stuff was obviously one of them. I wasn't out when that one was, so I couldn't be like as like woo, you know what I mean? But I could be a good person and just be like, why? I remember being like, well, it doesn't affect me. It did, obviously, but like people didn't know that. So I was just like, it doesn't, who gives a shit? Like, it just remember people that, in some countries, you know, a lot of people think just because it's there, it'll be there forever. I'm like, no, what can be put on the table can easily be taken off the table. So, you got to remember to always kind of like be like, no, that kind of stuff should just stay a part of the world forever. But in some countries, it still isn't legal for two women to get married or two men to get married.
No.
So just remember that. You know what I mean? Like, let people do what they want, you know, as long as they're not affecting anyone. So like I don't understand that argument. It makes my blood boil because it's like, I'm not putting my winker in you.
Yeah, exactly.
So why does it... You're telling me that you can't get any pussy. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah.
That's all it says when you're like that. But then there's some. I've met homophobic men and I've met homophobic women, so it really doesn't make too much of a difference.
No.
But just fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. I don't get it. But like,
Anyway, what the fuck?
anyway,
What a conversation. We just went everywhere then, didn't
So
we?
do you think I should get a blue or a red tattoo
I'm
gun?
not mad. Oh, bitch. Yeah. It's just, please. All right. Oh, man.
They're cheap.
You do you.
They're cheaper
You know
than
what?
tattoos.
Doesn't affect me. Doesn't affect me. You do what you want.
Can't preach that, then go the other way, can you?
Well, I guess not. I would be a hypocrite. I'd be a hypocrite. Did you notice, by the way, I found my mic stand thing?
Yeah, I did see
So I have
it
like
was
a
off of
boom
this.
arm, so I can like drag it. Yeah, I have like a boom arm to like connected to my desk now. I lost it when I moved like 6 or 7 months ago. I was like, I can't find it. And my sister was like, oh, it's been in the back of my car since April. I'm like, thank you for telling me that. That's nice of you to tell me, little shit.
If you want to see my
so yeah, she was like,
my mic arm, I've got it just like resting on the ground because I've got nowhere to attach it. So it's like just like a really long. I feel like Whitney Houston about to perform.
you should look into getting it because it can make that noise when you hold it.
What noise?
It can make like it can make like a dong 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 when you hold it.
Oh yeah, when I move it.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, when I move it,
Yeah.
it does. Yeah, that's why I try to get really
you need to
still.
You need to get like get one of the other. I have like one of these stands, and it goes on your desk.
Yeah, I need one of them.
And you just like plop it on there, and then you can just talk like normal, and you can be as crazy. But I found my boom arm, and I like it better because I can like move back, and I can move my mic with me, so then my levels don't change.
When I
gotta get on
finally get electricity out into the garage, when I set up my own space.
Oh, for fuck's sake! We're talking about the garage again. Here we go.
When I
This is gonna be
finally
the plot of this podcast.
Yeah. So when I finally get that going, then I'll set it up so I can move it and stuff. But till then, I'm just rocking a bloody
mic stand on the floor.
I've been really into. I was going to call it the Tom DeLonge mic because I've been really into Blink 182 this week because their new album's out.
Oh, their new album is good. It makes me feel like I'm like 15.
Their new album's
time.
Epic. And if you've on YouTube, there's a long form interview with them about it with a guy named Zane Lowe. Zane Lowe.
Oh, I know Zane Lowe. Yeah, he interviews Paramore for all their albums too.
So yeah, you should watch it. It's really good. Really good. They talk about how they hated each other.
No, I seen little snippets of it on TikTok.
Yeah, so did I. Then I went and watched the full thing. It was very much worth it.
Yeah, and Zane's very good. He's very good at having an interview that feels like a chit chat.
Yeah, yeah. He was quite good. He was annoying me a little bit because he thinks he's pretty cool, but
he does. He has like a bit of know-it-all syndrome, but he's all right. Like I think he does know it all, but you don't need to brag.
Yeah. But anyway,
we get it. We get it. You're a producer. We get it.
Yeah.
But no, Blink 182's new album is it's straight out of 2001, and I'm very into it.
I think it's some of their best music.
Yeah, I mean, I'll wait. I always say that, and I'm like, is there best now? I got to wait for like 6 months to be like, is it still good 6 months later? How do I feel about it later?
I've listened to the album like 9 times already this week.
Jesus Christ.
I love it.
I'm not as much into Blink 182 as maybe you.
Yeah, I love it.
So, by the way, speaking of, it's nearly officially 1 month until I go to Melbourne for Paramore. I can't fucking wait.
It sounds like it.
I'm so excited. I'm so friggin' excited. Me and Ben, shout out to Ben of the Crowjet, we're going and we're just going to have a blast. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I was with Ben last night playing AFL 9s. And
hell yeah.
I kicked him the ball and he fell over. And he said he hurt his head.
Oh,
but
you should have. I wish someone was filming that. That boy, to me, is so funny.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
He's funny. He's a
my
good guy,
God.
Ben.
He's a
good man.
He is a good guy.
He's good people.
Good man.
He's good people. Anyway, socials, you know where to find them. I guess they're in the description of everything.
They are.
And then
also, yeah, I had a goal for Movember, of $500, and I've nearly hit it. And it's not even November yet, so I'm up in the goal. Keep donating. As you can see, I got to mow. I got to shave this off. It's gross, I understand, but keep donating. I've raised a heap of money, so let's keep smashing it out. You know what I'm saying? Movember and all that shit.
Do it. Yeah. Anyway, do that. Whatever, and we'll speak to you next week.
Sure.
Yeah. I've been tweeting more, so get that into.
You have? Oh my God, Ray's been tweeting. So I keep forgetting because I've been so busy. I've we've got a tweet from the Apple Storage's podcast account. And then I seen Ray's done it. I'm like, I don't got to do shit. Yeah. This is awesome.
Look at me go. I'll be a influencer before I know it.
An influencer. More buzzwords from the woke Ray.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
Bye.